And we'll do it live. We'll do it live. I have nothing else to tell you except to reject Rome. Reject Rome, reject Rome, reject Rome. Do not allow them anywhere near you. Do not allow them to set up shop in America. Do not allow them to operate in your cities. Do not allow them to have any position in the government. No Romans allowed. No Romans allowed. No Romans allowed. Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. Romans burned down your cities with BLM. Romans are the ones behind LGBT. Romans are the ones that are pushing the whole agenda of mass migrations and no borders. It's Rome. It's Rome. It's Rome. There's all kinds of people working with them. Some of them are Jews. Some of them are atheists. Some of them are Muslims. They're Romans. The Romans are pushing the agenda. The Roman agenda is to destroy your country. The reason why your country looks like a gigantic pile of shit is because of Rome. Can I make myself any more clear? You must reject Rome. You must reject Rome. Do not allow Rome to operate in your government. Do not allow Romans in your government. We're not Rome. Get the Romans out. Get the Romans out. Get the Romans out. No Romans allowed. Get them out. What do we have to do? Look, the reason why America failed is because of Rome, because of a Roman agenda. The agenda that destroyed America is Roman, and they did it on purpose because this is how they like it. This is what they like. When you see London turn into a kebab parlor, that's what the Romans want. When you see the people in Sweden being replaced by Africans and Muslims, that's what the Romans want. You don't understand. If you think it's something else, you're wrong. If you think it's something else, you're wrong. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to tell you this. I'm sorry to tell you this. You cannot coexist with Rome. Do not coexist with Rome. Do not coexist with Rome. Get the Romans out. Set up your own state religion and get the Romans out. The biggest mistake the founding fathers who were Freemasons made when they established America was making it this idea of freedom of religion, which opened the door to Romans. Why? Because it was a Roman revolt. The revolt in 1773 in Boston Harbor was a Roman revolt. It was a Jesuit revolt using Freemasons. They were using Freemasons, just like they used Muslims and just like they used Jews and just like they used different groups. They used Freemasons to overthrow the King of England and bring in a Roman system called the District of Columbia. So whatever the American colonies were, that ended in 1790. And it progressively was destroyed because they set up the District of Columbia. The Freemasons were dumb enough to set up a District of Columbia. How stupid, right? And because they had this concept in Freemasonry that we're all brothers, and so let's get rid of all these sectarian arguments, that opened the door to the Catholic Church. The Roman Catholic Church, specifically, the Romans. So it opened the door to Rome to come in and set up a base called Washington, D.C., and take over the states, and then enslave all the people here and turn it into a giant pile of shit. America is a fucking pile of shit because of this, and so is Europe. Europe is ruined. America is ruined. London is ruined. The United Kingdom is ruined. It's ruined. It's destroyed. And it was destroyed by Rome. It was destroyed by the Roman agenda. Black Lives Matter burning down your city and killing you and calling you a racist, that's a Roman agenda. The anti-racist, which is anti-white specifically, the anti-racist agenda is Roman. It's a Roman agenda. It's a Roman agenda. The Anti-Defamation League of B'nai B'rith, which is a Jewish organization, promotes a Roman agenda. Now you could say, is it Roman or is it Jewish? It's definitely Roman. Is it really Jewish? I don't know. I mean, if you read through the Jewish texts, I know that. You want to talk about the Talmud? The Talmud is a bunch of garbage written by rabbis who have no idea what the Bible's about. That's why they wrote the Talmud, because they don't understand the Bible. See, if you don't understand the Bible, then you have to explain it to somebody who else doesn't understand it. And so you invent this thing called the Talmud, right? Which in Matthew 16:6, Jesus calls the leaven of the Pharisees and the Sadducees. Who established the Pharisees? The Romans in 140 BC established the Pharisees, or the Hasmonean dynasty. The Romans established the Judaic, Pharisaic, Sadducee, Hasmonean dynasty. The Romans did that. Why does Ben Shapiro wear a silly hat? Because that's a Roman. That's Roman. It's not Jewish. It's not Jewish to wear that goofy hat. That's not a. There's no, that goofy hat that Ben Shapiro wears does not have any roots in the Bible. Zero. And the weird things they wear on the sides of their head, that's a mistranslation of the Bible, because the Egyptians had a side lock. So you're talking about a bunch of illiterate Jews, quite frankly, that were established by the Romans. Illiterate Jews that don't understand the Bible. See, if you know the Code of Israel, which is the Son and the 12, then you would never write the Talmud, because why would you need to do that? They wrote the Talmud because they didn't know, nobody knew what the book was about. So they're like, you had a bunch of ridiculous, illiterate, self-absorbed rabbis that invented a new religion, backed by Rome, 100% backed by Rome, to fight with the Greeks. But aside from that, so the Romans created this whole whatever Judaism is today is an invention of the Romans. That is 100%, not 100%. I would say 50% an invention of the Romans, right? There's no Hanukkah. Hanukkah has nothing to do with the Old Testament of the Bible. There's no Hanukkah. Look, all of the holidays of ancient Israel were based on actual ancient solar lunar traditions. And Hanukkah has nothing to do with it. Hanukkah is totally an invention of Rome. And that's where it started in 140 BC, with the Romans backing a faction of Jews to fight with the Greeks. And they're the ones that invented this fake Hanukkah ritual. And all the Jews today do Hanukkah. It's Roman bullshit. And that hat they wear, the yarmulke or the kippah or whatever you want to call it, that's more Roman bullshit. And the side locks that they have, that's because the rabbis can't read. They have a bad translation of Egyptian books. And so the Egyptians, they had a side lock. So the Romans, the Jews have these weird side locks because they're illiterate. But what I'm saying is, forget about the Jews. You don't have to forget about them. The Jewish mafia that works with Rome is causing tons of problems. That's real. All the Holocaust stuff and all the brainwashing camps that's all run by the Roman Catholic Church in Poland. And you're like, well, Poland's pretty cool. They've got a good thing. Yeah, Poland is pretty cool. Except for the fact that they support Rome. You see, the thing is, you can have all the same religious traditions without supporting Rome. When you support Rome, you're supporting mass migration, race mixing, BLM, anti-white racism, and just an LGBT. That's the agenda. You don't believe me? Why are all the politicians that are backed by Rome either promoting LGBT BLM or lukewarm on doing anything about it? There's no right-wing Republican movement to do anything about that. Not really. They go, oh, I don't support that, but they don't do anything. They're not for dissolving. They're not for dissolving the union, because it's a Roman union. It's a Roman union, and they support the Roman union, and they support perpetuating it. So they're going to perpetuate all that garbage. All the LGBT BLM, Antifa. Antifa is a Roman front group. Do Antifa know that they work for the Pope? Of course not. That's how the system works. The system works where you're some wild-eyed idiot. You have no idea what's going on, and you're tricked into doing stupid things because you're an idiot. That's the Roman system. The entire Roman system is on trickery and bullshit stories and lying to you and making up bullshit stories like 9/11 and Anthony Fauci, and inject yourself with dangerous UN mystery mystery serum. Like literally, it's literally the whole thing is just a bunch of bullshit. Just look, is there any bigger bullshitter that you can think of than Anthony Fauci? That's the Roman system. Anthony Fauci is the Roman system. Injecting deadly drugs pushed by the Vatican is the Roman system. The whole thing's built on bullshit. The whole thing is built on screwing you. The whole thing is built on destroying your culture. The whole thing is built on raising up the poor, stupid, mentally deficient, ugly, fat, ridiculous people in the world. Those are all the agents of Rome because Rome uses them to kill you. Like anything that's good, beautiful, strong. Look, here's the Roman system in a nutshell. Anything that's beautiful, anything that promotes the ideas of beauty, wisdom, intellect, high IQ, good looking, strong, athletic, that's all destroyed by Rome. Rome, you have to think of Rome as like literally the more goblin like the world is, that's Rome. That's their frame of mind. You're like, why, Brian? Why? Because they're perverts. Because they are perverts. And perverts pervert everything. It's not that they just pervert sex, they pervert everything. They have to make everything ugly. They have to make everything ugly. It's the Romans. It's the Romans. It's a cult of perversion, and they have to make everything ugly. That's what they have to do. They have to make it ugly. They have to make it perverted. That's why they're putting up statues all over the world of pervert, weird stuff, BLM shit, George Floyd fucking shit. That's all the Catholic Church, the Roman Catholic Church. That is the Roman Catholic Church. It's not separate from them. See, the Roman Catholic Church isn't just a religion. The religion is like a front. And all they have tons of political front groups, and they have an agenda. And that agenda is literally to turn everything into like a giant dystopian toilet. And from my experiences, the more dystopian, the uglier everything gets, the more you get people joining the Catholic Church, the Roman Catholic Church. The uglier, the more violent, the more sick, the more horrible things are, the more they get recruits. See, they want everything ugly. They want everything stupid. They want everything dystopian. And they want to kill you with dangerous drugs because they make money off of it. They are everything that they say the Jews are and more. That's what the Roman Catholic Church is. The Roman Catholic Church is the enemy of humanity and of high-level civilization. You will never, ever, ever have a high-level civilization with Roman Catholicism. And notice, I'm not on X right now. Notice how I've been noticing that Elon Musk has been promoting Roman symbolism. Roman symbolism. He was for a while, right before the election. He was promoting the idea of the Roman Republic and doing the Roman salute. See, and why do I think he's doing that? I don't know, but I know one thing. He doesn't understand this shit. He's a smart, geeky, weird kind of guy, right? He does not, and that's the thing. Most of the people that end up supporting all this Roman shit don't even know what they're doing. The people in charge know. They know that you're going to fall for some bullshit story that they come up with, and you're going to, and then you end up serving their agenda. What's their agenda? Open borders, mass migration, BLM, LGBT, gay adoption, and abortion. See, you think they're against abortion because they say they are, but look at all the people that they support. Look at all the look at Joe Biden, look at Nancy Pelosi, look at Gavin Newsom. It's LGBT, BLM, abortion. But regardless, look, there's tons of Catholics. The thing is, you're being tricked. Look, the Pope Francis came out and told you to inject deadly drugs. invented by Pfizer and all these other corporations, because he makes money off of it. And millions of people were killed by those deadly drugs. Do you think he cares? No, if you do, you're an idiot. See, you're a fool. You're being tricked. What you should do is you should have that drive to survive within your soul, which perceives the enemy. And when you see the enemy, you crush it. When you see the enemy, you reject it. You reject the enemy and you fight. You fight. See, you've lost the will to fight because the Romans said it was bad and you're bad. You can't fight. You have to love everybody and inject the poison straight into your vein because that's a loving thing to do. Oh, says the men that live with men and wear dresses and play dress up. If like you don't hate them enough, bro. You don't hate them enough. You don't hate them enough, and they're gonna kill you. Okay? You don't hate them enough, and they're gonna kill you. You got to wake up.